They should it would be cool if the coronavirus did put a chip in everybody, like the vaccine. And then it's like a Black Mirror type thing where anyone who tweeted or made a Facebook post about the Will Smith Chris Rock thing all dies.
Well, we're going to die too, man.
That's how I didn't do it. We didn't put no type.
No type.
Robots don't know how to transcribe audio.
Not yet.
Not until we all keep helping them through auto captions.
Yeah, exactly.
No, that's why people are always like, oh, it's so cool. Instagram can for free now, they'll caption all your stuff. And it's like, yeah, you're helping a robot learn how to speak English, you fucking traitor.
You traitor. What, have you not seen Ex Machina? Yeah. They don't like us.
Hey, which one of these is a bridge? I'll help, robot.
I robot, me robot.
In the future, a caption will just be it'll be like a photo, a mugshot photo, and then a live video of two humans that vaguely look like the mugshot photo.
Yeah.
And a robot just has a gun, and the caption's like, which one is he? And you're like, I think I'm helping a live assassination. But also, I really need to get into my eBay.
I'm trying to bid on an issue of Moon Knight. The Disney show's coming out soon. I think the price is going to skyrocket.
I really need to reset my New Yorker password so I can read this AV Club article. How many people? Wait, no, it's not New Yorker. It's New York Times, right?
New York Times.
Damn.
And the AV Club is not affiliated with either of those things.
No, I think the AV Club is under the New York Times.
I don't think so.
Some other equally dumb website, I'm always getting blocked because it's like, you've read too much New York Times.
Oh, Vulture.
Vulture, you're right.
Yeah,
it's Vulture. So it's like, damn, I really want to know which Scrubs Easter eggs age the best.
But
I've been catching up on Kiev recipes.
Chicken Kiev.
Yeah.
Oh.
I love seeing fat people just posting I'm patriotic. I'm eating chicken Kiev for dinner.
Yeah, a lot of fat people are doing that.
It's like, yeah.
A lot of fat people are doing that.
The Ukrainians on the front lines are just mainlining butter.
I told my mom about the Chris Rock thing this morning.
I told my mom about Ukraine.
I told my mom about Ukraine. I was like, have you been hearing about this shit? No, I told my mom about Chris Rock. And she was like, she was on Chris Rock's side. She was like, I just don't know why they would do that. She was like, Chris Rock seems like one of the nicest people in Hollywood. And I was like, what? I was like, based on what? She was like, I was like, you know, he did a whole special about cheating on his wife, right? And she was like, well, that changes everything.
Your mom is just...
That changes everything. She was like, I just used to love that show about when he was a kid.
Everybody hates Chris. It's a good show.
So her experience of Chris Rock as the nicest guy in Hollywood is just watching a show called Everybody Hates.
Everybody hates Chris.
And she's like, I love this guy. He's humble.
He's humble? Well, yeah, he's only his voice is on that show.
That's true.
Voice and name. You know, it's not like Louis was like, hey, here's Josh Gad. I'm narrating it. Josh Gad's wearing a wig.
I was also
a bald cap and a wig.
I was also complaining to her about somebody that I work with, and she was like, "That lady sounds like a real gash." And she was like, "I was gonna say another word, but I hate that word."
What was she gonna say?
You know what she was gonna say.
A C word. That girl's a real fucking empty box, if you know what I mean.
My mom's struggling not to say cunt. Visibly struggling to not call someone a cunt. And then being like, oh, I'll settle on gash.
Gash. Your mom is going to become a noir detective. I guess Gash is too dirty.
Gash might be too dirty.
You think there are noir detectives who are like, I'm going to do that. And then it's like, it's now, and they just fuck up all the language. She was a hot piece of pussy. Like, that's, I don't think they were saying that in the 20s. She had tits all the way from...
She had tits from here to New England.
She had tits from her chest, hopefully to my hand. Oh, man. You think it'd be cool if, like, when they do bra sizes, they should do it this way.
Hand?
No, but
Two-hand?
like for kids shoe sizes are different than like adult shoe sizes. Yeah. They should have for girls it should be cups, and then for women it should be glasses.
Pints.
It should be a nice,
It goes from sippy cups to pints.
Yeah, it's cups and glasses.
I've got a yard of tits.
We're getting older.
I have a flight of tits.
I have a flight.
They're small, but they need support. I need one of those big wooden paddles.
I like them goth girls with the big growlers. Am I taking some of those home after the bar closes?
Well, we just recorded yesterday, and I think we're completely out of things to talk.
That's perfect. We're going in fresh.
I've already ran through everything. My mom thankfully called someone a gash, so I had something to say.
Man, if only your dad had eaten some bad food or something. That's the dream.
No, they've been eating good.
What have they been eating?
They asked me for recommendations for restaurants, and I was like, I work at a restaurant and never get to go to restaurants, right?
Yeah.
I don't
know. I'm in my 20s and not a tech guy.
I was like, I don't know. A lot of people say Vietnam kitchen's their favorite. Maybe go try that.
Get blood soup.
Get blood soup. You'll love it, Mom.
Yeah. Vietnam kitchen. It's funny because people will be like, I just went to Vietnam kitchen. I had blood soup. Yeah. And then there's a moment where you have to be like, are they okay with this? Because one time my friend's like, I just had blood soup. And then I'm like, those bastards. How dare they serve? And then he's like, no.
It was good.
Yeah. And another guy was like, that chicken soup was poorly butchered.
It's all bloody.
And then I'm like, just how you like it, right?
Blood soup.
Blood soup.
No, I said chicken noodle. I'm sorry. It's loud in here.
It's loud. We're at the bar next to the Vietnamese restaurant. I'm hearing you describe your meal. That would be fun. That would be fun to like someone's opening like a new restaurant concept.
Yeah.
It's those things where it's people who already own a restaurant are like,
but they have a new concept.
We have a new concept. We're doing
blood.
We're doing a loud bar. Just a lot of TVs, music. You gotta order by pointing.
Point. You're gonna leave here hoarse.
That's what the city needs, a loud bar by the mall.
Yeah. Louisville does not have enough of that.
That would be great. It's like, I know I run a boutique Taiwanese taco truck.
But
my second concept,
I also like noise.
Loud bar by the mall.
I didn't fill it out.
I still think bars should do. That was my theory with Cahoots back in the day, was that other bars paid to keep Cahoots open.
Just so they could go there.
Shitty drunk people could go there. Because then once Cahoots closed, all of a sudden you'd hear like, there's been a fight at Ceviche. Jack Ruby's Steakhouse is doing Jaeger bomb night.
Buns has been ransacked by a drunk. They ate all the buns. They couldn't figure out how to turn on the grill.
Everyone's mad that KFC doesn't serve triples. That was great. I went in there once and I was like, we were drinking a bunch and then we were like, hey, my friend.
At Cahoots?
Yeah. My friend was like, I'll just do one more drink. And we're like, we'll go get it for you. And then we went to the bartender. We're like, hey, our friend just wants one more drink, but we want to give him alcohol poisoning.
We're trying to murder him.
We're trying to give him brain damage for later. Now we're trying to get him really drunk. Can you just fill it up? And the bartender was like, oh yeah. And then he just filled a double glass with bourbon and then just a splash of Coke and then didn't charge us. He's like, yeah. He's like, hell yeah, buddy. Go get him. He was just down to be a part of the prank. And it's like, yeah, how does that bar stay open if not? Every classy bar doing a little backdoor deal.
They all chip in.
Yeah.
At that bar that shut down, I would get like a bourbon neat with a beer, and he would pour me this ridiculous amount of bourbon.
I accidentally did the beer neat.
He would pour me this ridiculous amount of bourbon, and then he would hand it to me, and he'd be like, "Quick, drink half of that so the boss man doesn't see." And I was like, "I just wanted a drink. Now I'm involved in like a crime."
Hell yeah.
He was a big, large man, very large, morbidly obese. It was sad.
Morbid.
I'm not gonna make a joke about that, but he was so
metal
large.
people are probably like. Do you think metal people are ever like someone's describing somebody to them and they're like, that guy is morbid, and they're like, hell yeah, Leo Beast.
No, I mean he's heavy. Hell yeah, heavy. Yes. I love some heavy shit, dude. No, he's gonna die soon.
His heart is having trouble keeping up with the fast
fucking
beats. The double kick drum, baby. This guy sounds awesome.
No, he went to a doctor, Dr. Doom,
Dr. Feel Good.
But he was so large that after his shift, he would have to go into the office and sit in a chair for like an hour before he went home.
Oh my God. Holy shit.
And he would occasionally fall asleep, and he fell asleep one time.
Behind the bar, he's in a rolling chair, and there's a bar back who pushes it on like a cart.
Like... He's trying to do the like throw the beer at the end of the bar, but he's like, push my chair so I can get momentum.
They have on like a camera dolly behind the bar. Some bar back moving him all day.
I'm a bar back because I got your back.
Bar broken back. This guy's
gonna fucking shatter my spine.
This situation's become morbid.
Hell yeah.
No, I'm having a deadly injury.
Deadly injury? I love that band,
I have
man.
A broken back.
Deadly injury? I love that band, man. Hot outfit out of fucking New Orleans, right, man?
That's a good town for it to name. Yeah, good job. Was that a random guess?
No.
Why'd you pick New Orleans?
It's the home of fucking sludge, baby.
How you know that?
Because I love it.
What?
No, I don't. I just know that.
Phil Anselmo?
But he fell asleep, and he was counting his money, and he fell asleep with the money just in his hand, which is like a funny thing to think about. And somebody else who works there, who would like fix stuff, came into the office to get something, and saw him, and just took the money out of his sleeping hand.
Oh my God.
And then the guy woke up and he was like, wait a minute, I'm short $50.
Oh my God.
And then he went back and rolled back the camera and just saw this Tom and Jerry prank. And was like, told his boss, and they were like, yeah, he's fired.
How'd you find that out? He just told you?
He just told me, yeah, because I hadn't seen him in a week, and I was like, where's Delmar? Which was his real name.
Delmar.
It's like those Iranian people trying to flip the table.
Oh my God.
Classic, just physical comedy.
You know, maybe we should, that'd be fun if like you're just hanging out with some like cool friends and you're like showing each other YouTube videos on the TV, and then you're like, I got a great one. I Love Lucy chocolate conveyor belt. No, this actually holds up really well.
No, trust me, it's timeless.
Just watch it.
Just give it a shot.
Pass that bowl and let's fucking roll back the years.
Let's pass the bowl frantically.
Hey,
trying to keep it going.
The car's still going.
Oh, the lighter's out. We got to keep it going.
That would be a funny little sketch. Because you ever been in like a circle where like someone's like, oh, I got a joint. And then someone else is like, me too. I'll also light it right now.
Me too. I have a bowl.
I've got a bowl. Let's all.
You're just...
There's 7 of us. Let's have 8 smoking paraphernalia.
I have been in those circles where it's like, listen, guys, we got too much going on here.
We're all going to fall asleep in 10 minutes.
We've got
in 2 hours be out of weed.
We got a joint, a blunt, a bowl, and don't put that bong down.
Unplug the volcano.
Who's bringing out their? Don't Keep your pen in your pocket, okay? We don't need the pen, too.
think,
Someone's eating edibles in the middle of it, too. Just shoving gummy bears in their mouth.
Yeah. It's that, but I Love Lucy.
No, these aren't weed. This is vodka and gummy bears.
These are vodka bears.
Oh, okay. I'll take a handful. These are Moscow bears. How dare you? They're called freedom bears.
Some lady, I was at like a party in the woods once in Tennessee.
Yeah, sure.
Some weird old hippie lady.
Was I there?
No.
What were you doing?
It was a celebration of life. By a river.
Okay.
In the woods. What a nut. Did you have fun on your chocolate?
I did get really fucking high. But thankfully it didn't last too long.
The pleasure of the chocolate? You just had dopamine rush from the chocolate?
I just love the chocolate.
Like, yeah, it just lasted about 10 seconds.
10
and I was
seconds.
smiling.
I smiled real
said,
big. Then I took another bite, same thing.
Hey. You think people ever, like, a guy's got like a volcano vaporizer weed thing?
Yeah. I haven't seen one of those in a long time.
Yeah,
I think dabs kind of overtook the
Dabs
volcano
took it,
thing.
and then everyone just vapes now.
That's true. You don't need the big fucking
Yeah.
bag. You got the pen.
But that, when I was in college, that was big. And I wonder if anyone ever had
Me
that.
too.
Hell yeah. And then maybe the volcano thing explodes, and it killed some guy in the room.
Yeah.
And then he's laying dead on the floor of his apartment. Because we all know where these people live.
Yeah.
And the cops come in and they see the volcano exploded and killed the guy. And they go, it's like Pompeii in here.
Pompeii. No, I remember when
Do you think if that happened, the other cop would get it?
I think he'd get it.
Okay.
I remember when I was in college. No, it'd be great if I had gone to college and I called my mom. I was like, listen, I need to borrow some money for a volcano. She's like, oh, what, baking soda? And I'm like, yeah, it's expensive out here in Bowling Green.
Yeah.
There's a shortage.
We're making school science projects in college. They should have like science fair and all that kind of shit that you do like as a kid.
Yeah.
They should do that in college. It'd be way cooler.
It would be cooler.
You just get to go and see actual biologists like doing shit. You're like, wow. I didn't know you could make a tornado in a jar.
What was your science lab, science fair project?
Oh, I had 3 very wild ones.
I only had one. I made an egg bounce.
What?
You can put it in some sort of like variety of liquids. You can make a thing and you put it in there, and it like sort of like pickles it or does something. But you can just bounce it up and down like a bouncy ball.
Whoa,
and it doesn't break.
That's pretty cool.
But don't eat it.
No, I was about to say. The winner is Eric. And 10 minutes later, that guy's violently ill.
Best in taste, Eric's.
No, one year we had to do it 3 years. One year I put a bunch of pennies onto Hot Wheels cars and then saw how far they would go.
And what do you mean?
Like I would put them on a ramp.
Yeah.
So I'd be like, does it go farther with no pen? Like how does weight affect
okay,
it?
yeah.
Then another year I did this crazy thing that in hindsight was just my mom doing the science experiment.
Yeah.
But it's something about yeast where you put like balloons on top of water bottles and then see how big the balloon
Were you
gets.
making jankum?
Exactly. It's like crazy. That's what I'm saying. It's like, yeah, I don't think that was my idea as an 11-year-old to experiment with yeast. What the fuck? No, but then my 8th grade, that was my big year.
That was fun.
That
peaked.
No, this is
It scientifically
crazy.
peaked.
I said, hey, here's what I'll do. I'll make a maze, and then I'll get a bunch of mice, because that's what you want to do as an 8th grader. Have a bunch of mice.
Have a lot of mice. Yeah.
I'll have a whole lab in my room.
Yeah, of course.
And then
They're not going to get loose.
no, of course not. They're definitely not going to just die and then eat each other's brains like regularly. I'm definitely not going to regularly wake up to white mice covered in blood from a dead mouse's brain and then be like, well, this is going to make science harder.
I got to get a new mouse.
I hope all these dead mice don't affect my grade.
I don't think I'll tell them about how many mice died in the course of this.
No, what do you think my whole game plan with the mice in the maze was?
Get them, see if they react to cheese or no
It's
cheese.
a very wild, in today's climate, a wild
okay
experiment.
What'd you do?
Who are smarter, male or female mice?
Oh, boy. Okay, how do you gender a mouse?
I have no fucking idea.
Well, it doesn't sound like you were doing good research, though.
No, this whole thing failed. Ultimately, my conclusion was that doing science is hard. Like, literally, that's like how I wrote the paper and shit for it. I was like, my conclusion is it's hard to motivate mice. It's hard to keep. It's like hard.
Morally, it's hard to watch
hard.
them die and kill each other and eat each other.
Well, that was the thing I learned was like I couldn't get them to do the maze. They just didn't give a shit.
Yeah.
And then I put like food in them. They just like didn't care.
Yeah.
And then I was reading and it was like, oh, you need to like starve them. And I was like, yeah, I think this is like over my head.
This is a little above my 8th grade mind.
Yeah, I can't be home all day.
I'm not quite Machiavellian enough to fucking manipulate these mice into...
I don't even... Man.
I could barely manipulate my mom into letting me stay up to watch SNL.
Exactly.
That's only an hour after my bedtime.
It is funny. It's like, man, I was a kid with a bunch of mice in my room. It's like I was like a little super villain.
Yes. Get the cheese.
Go for the cheese. No, the data was all over the place.
A lot of variables. A lot of all outliers.
We should run that experiment back.
Let's do it again.
You and me as adults.
Let's do it again. We're both manipulative enough by now.
My mom said there's somewhere in this room photos of me with the maze. No mice in it, but just the maze.
Just the maze.
It was made out of an old gateway box and a bunch of balsa wood that I hot glued.
Science.
Exactly. And then I remember once the experiment like ended, like most of the mice died during the experiment. Yeah. But I remember there were like 2 that just wouldn't die. And I remember being like, I don't want to have mice.
I hate mice.
I'm trying to fucking pet mice.
Oh, you know anyone who has a snake?
Yeah, then I remember I was like, can I just let them out? And my parents were like, hell no, I let them out in the yard. Come in the house.
I'll just come right back in.
And I was like, can I let them out like in a neighbor? Like, what's my
Where
goal?
do I go?
I think I maybe did give him to someone who had a snake ultimately.
That can't be right.
I think it was. I think my mom had a like friend whose kid had a snake.
Your mom's got bad company.
Either that or my dad just shot him with a BB gun. Which seems like...
That seems likely as well.
Seems like you might as well smash him with Keith Richards' autobiography.
Plop.
That's what that book's made for.
It's right there. Have you been killing mice?
Whoa. It's right there. No, but see, you could do it.
Yeah, you could.
Underneath of that Frank Zappa book, not nearly
good enough, no.
No, Keith Richards, he's funny.
That guy's living a life.
That's
Quit smoking. Can you
right.
imagine being that age and being like, you know what, it's time to focus on my health?
Keith Richards is so funny because he's like, I'm sober now. And then he's like smoking a spliff and holding like a Jack Daniels bottle. And he's like, yeah, I'll do a little bit of coke later.
But I don't do heroin anymore.
Do heroin.
Ultimately, he's just like, Keith, just say you don't do heroin. Yeah. Don't quit calling yourself sober.
He's like, I don't do drugs anymore.
He doesn't drink Jack Daniels. You know what his drink of choice is?
Brandy? I just guessed it. Cognac.
No. His drink of choice. Kirk Miller told me this.
Oh.
His drink of choice was vodka and orange soda.
Yes. I do know that actually.
Yeah.
There's this great Netflix like Keith Richards like documentary thing. And in it there's a scene where he and Buddy Guy are hanging out and he's like, "You want some corn liquor?" And Keith Richards like, and then the next scene they're clinking glasses, and Keith Richards is like the weirdest orange fucking color you've ever seen. No, that documentary is awesome because it's supposed to be like, it's one of those Netflix ones where they're just like, let's take every famous person and just give them an hour,
just smash them,
just talk to their pals for an hour.
Yeah,
put it on Netflix.
That's good enough.
No, but
that's good enough.
That counts. No, it's Keith Richards. He's supposed to be like talking about like his influences and music and stuff.
Yeah.
But it's really just him doing accents he shouldn't do for an hour. Because he'll be like, yeah, listen to the blues. Those motherfucker, I'm down in the... And then like 10 minutes later, they're like, and you like reggae too? And he's like, oh yeah, man.
Oh yeah, man. I love a reggaeton.
It's great. It's like, you're just watching a guy get away with it. You're like, man, Keith Richards, go on Come Town.
Cancel Keith Richards.
No, he's funny because he's like, he predates all that. Green Book should just be Keith Richards in the early '60s getting some tail in the South. That's the real Green Book.
Yeah,
just Keith Richards being like, I have to pee. No, because he's cool. He's a cool Keith.
Do you think any white guys who just loved black women bought a Green Book and were like, well, this is where they're all staying?
Hey.
Why don't I rent a room?
I don't want to be inappropriate, but I call it Pink Book. No, I know. Yeah, that's maybe.
Maybe.
No, because the Rolling Stones.
Good job keeping it going.
Maybe. I think possibly. It's also like it's some like chef, or not a chef, but just someone who like knows about food. And they're like, oh, these restaurants must be really good.
Yeah. I love little hole in the wall.
Any place that doesn't allow black people in the South probably sucks.
Really terrible.
Not very good food, I would assume.
White Southerners are not known for their cooking. You know who is? Black Southerners.
Why do they call it Black Book? It's Jay Leno doing that joke in a monologue. Everyone boos.
Offensive and very untimely.
Offensive, untimely, confusing, insulting.
Most people are too young to even know what that is. Viggo Mortensen hasn't brought it back into the popular conscience yet.
Bring it back. Oh, you picture this taking place before the movie?
Oh yeah, way before the movie. This is
just an offhand 90s
oh, yeah.
joke. This
is 1992.
Yeah. This is before Jay took off. He's being edgy. He's pushing boundaries. This is pre-Hugh Grant interview.
This is pre...
that's what did it.
Burt Reynolds getting angry with the guy from Nickelodeon.
What?
See that?
I don't know what that is.
The fucking...
Burt Reynolds is fighting Kel?
No, it's one of the game show hosts. I can't remember his name. Mark something?
Mark Summers.
Mark Summers, yeah. He throws a glass of water on him because he just won't shut the fuck up.
Whoa.
And he's just annoyed with him. And then Mark Summers like jokingly like is about to throw his water on him, and Bert is like, I would not do that.
God damn. Someone really needs to like just make the best of late night TV remakes.
To make a Burt Reynolds biopic.
Dude, there's some fucking gems out there on some talk show couches.
Someone really needs to make a Burt Reynolds biopic. That's what I want.
Because the Tonight Show used to be great. It would be like, we've got Meadowlark Lemon, Martha Stewart's brother, and a blind 12-year-old from Iowa. They're all chatting.
And our musical guest
They're
tonight.
all drunk.
Our musical guest tonight, Hole.
Yeah. Man. Son.
Maryland man.
Manson's in hot water again. Denied parole. You think when Evan Rachel Wood was like, I'm going to make a documentary exposing Manson for the evil person he is.
And then
people
HBO
were like, people have already kind of been doing this since the 60s.
Yeah, have you not read Helter Skelter?
Skelter?
There's the new book, Chaos.
Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
It's under a bunch of trash in my car right now. I haven't started it yet.
It's everyone's favorite book they haven't read.
I did buy that book. I want to read it.
I want to read it too.
But
then it's like, I'll just listen to the Joe Rogan interview with the author.
That's why I bought it.
I know.
That was pre Rogan being what he is now.
Yeah, that was the tail end of like, hey, you can
the
get
end
a
of an
silly
empire.
Novelty guest.
Yeah, the end of an empire, Rogan.
Yeah. And now it's just like Joe Rogan interviews Louis C.K.'s driver. I have no idea who's even on his show anymore.
Do you think Joe Rogan's gonna have Will Smith on?
Probably. Chris Rock.
Both of them. Squash the beef. Diddy already said they squashed the beef.
P. Diddy is the weirdest beef squasher. Because, like...
It doesn't always go well.
No. But I remember, like, after Chris Brown, like beat Rihanna and that whole thing happened,
yeah.
P. Diddy, like, went on Oprah or something and was like, I'm going to get them back together, everybody. It's okay.
Diddy, no one's asking for that.
Like, there's some other, like, reconciliation where everyone's like, what?
No, did you see that?
Everyone loves fucking Martha and Snoop. I'm going to get Meryl Streep and Exhibit to become friends.
That would be fun. I would watch that show.
Now, the Oscars must be so boring.
Oh, God.
Because it's like, that's what people always say, it's just like a long, boring show and you're just waiting for shit.
Yeah.
And it must be so surreal as you're just like spacing out for like 4 hours.
And then all of a sudden Will Smith
like,
just slaps Chris Rock.
Like, how many people were just like on their phones or like...
Yeah, how many people didn't see that? Honey, look.
I'm sorry, I didn't pay attention to the 10 seconds that was interesting in this fucking 5 hours.
I was checking Twitter. I saw it on Twitter before I actually realized it was happening in front of me.
That's what Will Smith did. That's why he saw a tweet that said that was harsh. And then he went, wait, what?
What was harsh?
And then he went to Reddit and was like, r/out of the loop. What was harsh? And then someone commented, Chris Rock made fun of Jada. And then he was like, I'm going to go. It all happened so quick.
Well, the internet's great like that.
Neuralink now. Those celebrities all have it.
I thought it was, I'm just glad it was such a funny joke.
Yeah. G.I. Jane. That joke's so confusing because, like, that movie's so old that I legitimately was like, is she in G.I. Jane? Because she could be. She's, like, that old.
Let's try and write that joke.
Not that old. I don't want to get beat up.
Let's try and write that joke in a timely way.
Okay.
Let's try and rewrite that joke so it's a little less hack, a little more timely. What's a bald woman now?
Chris Rock's he's workshopping that, and he's like, is V for Vendetta too old?
Oh, V for Vendetta. All right. What's the letter after V?
A, B,
C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W. All right. All right, Jada, I love it. I love you, lady. I can't wait for W for Winners.
Jada, I love you. I can't wait for the Kojak movie. Who loves you, baby? She's going to play both Kojak and the lollipop.
Jada, listen, Jada, I love you. And, you know, with them rebooting everything with women now, I think you're first in line for the new Kojak movie.
Yeah. I thought you were going to change it. I didn't know if you were just going back to Kojak.
That's not bad.
That's pretty good.
That's better.
I
think we've, in literally like a minute and a half, we've kind of already made that joke better.
That joke would be great because like anyone who would get offended by it wouldn't know who Kojak is. And anyone who's cool would be like, good one. Fucking hell yeah. What's next?
Why are we writing for the Oscars?
What's next to Mannix reference?
This is infuriating. We literally fixed Chris Rock's joke in like less than 2 minutes. Meanwhile, he's fucking...
That's the dumbest thing. His comics are like, what a legend. It's like for telling a bad joke, getting punched, and then not recovering in any like funny way.
I do think I will give him credit because there was a moment where I was like, listen, man, I don't care how funny or quick or clever you are. If you're hosting the Oscars and Will Smith comes up and slaps the shit out of you, what are you going to say besides, Will Smith just slapped the shit out of me?
I thought that was funny.
I think literally it's a moment where no matter who that had happened to, it would have been the same exact response.
How great would it have been if Chris Rock was just like, talk about a box office hit. And then he's like... All right, well, anyway, that's a joke die. Would
have been great if he just taken his phone out and called 911 live. Be like, I was just assaulted by a black man in Los Angeles. Yeah, I'm at the Hollywood Theater. I don't know where it is.
Hey, but then he would probably get arrested.
And then he'd get arrested.
Right. You know what I mean?
He fits the description.
Yeah.
Somebody told me at work the other day, he comes from like a giant like white trash family where he has like brothers and shit that he's like never even met. He's got an aunt who's younger than him. He's got a nephew who's older than him. You know, shit like that. He's got a mom who's dead.
His dad's his brother.
But he was telling me that like in the 70s he had this...
his sister's a golf cart. That's how they get around the trailer park.
His uncle's a trailer. He's telling me that in the 70s he had his grandfather was like part of like the Klan. He used to go to like white supremacist rallies. And but he started dating a black woman. And I was like, you know, I think that's actually kind of common. I think it's a lot like gay guys, like homophobic guys are like secretly gay, like it's a lot like that. And he was like, no, he started taking her to the meetings.
Was he trying to convert her? What's their plan?
I don't know.
He took her to the meetings.
He also told me a story.
Wait, is there more to that? There must be more to like.
No, the story he like tricked off everything because he's not smart enough for me to like engage with him. Be like, no, like what did that mean? Do you think? like was that like a domination thing or like? What was going on?
Was he trying to convert the Klan?
Was he trying to make her a black white supremacist? Is that even would they accept her?
This lady's very nice. And I think if you all got to know her, we could all drop these robes and just be people.
He also told me a story that he was like, man, I was in a Red Lobster and I saw this Chinese guy. He was talking all white.
The Red Lobster is the head of the Klan in the Key West division.
He was like, I was in a Red Lobster and this Chinese guy, he was talking so white. And I don't like that.
Oh,
I was like, what? He was like, dude, I recorded him with my flash on. I was like, why? He's like, it just weirded me out, man.
This is the guy you work with? Oh my God.
He was being real weird last night.
That's
he was
wild.
being real fucking weird last night.
Wild. So that guy is like a racist who wants everyone to keep their culture.
He said well, he's not.
That guy should be drawn in characters.
He's not involved in the white supremacist stuff, okay? That was his grandfather, okay? This guy's only like 24, I think. Yeah. He's a little more progressive. He is recording Chinese people with the flash on.
He's like, I bring the KKK people to the
Red Lobster. To the cookout.
Yeah.
But yeah, he was like, I was like, why were you recording him? He was like, it's just fucking weird, man. It's like if he was just talking all Chinese, I'd be fine with it. But it's like, that's my culture. I'm like, speaking? I was like, everyone was so confused while he was talking about this. We were all just like, what the fuck are you saying? This doesn't make any sense.
That guy's, he's like the future liberals want in a way. In a way, he is the future of anti-cultural sharing.
I was like, have you ever had lo mein? Do you think that pissed him off? What's going on here?
I've never danced to Everybody's Kung Fu Fighting. It is both a black funk song and a Chinese thing.
Not cool. Yeah. Do not mix cultures like that. That is an interracial song.
Yeah.
I'm not down with it.
No. I was listening the other day because I'm really cool. Yeah. I was listening to some Offspring.
Oh, great.
Remember Pretty Fly for a White Guy?
Yeah.
That song could be a hit now.
It could.
Like if Macklemore had rapped that 5 years ago, that'd be a huge hit.
Yeah, his second #1 Billboard
hit. That like if Pretty Fly for a White Guy.
Macklemore.
My brother made fun of me as a kid because there's a line in that song where they go, He's getting a tattoo. Yeah, he's getting some ink done. He asked for a 13, but they drew a 31. And I remember my brother looking at me once when that song was playing and go, you probably don't even get that.
I don't get it
and
either.
And he bullied me.
I don't get it either.
Because 13's a cool number. And 31 is just a number.
Okay.
So my brother would have picked on both of us. We should have been friends as kids, and I would have felt more confident in that moment. No, he literally was listening to a song and turned to me and was basically just like, bitch.
Fucking
You're never cool enough to appreciate all the lyrics of Pretty Fly for a White Guy.
13's like the unlucky number, right?
Yeah, but that means it's cool if you're like a rebel.
I remember when I was
The cool numbers are 69, 13, 420, 311, 1488. No, I'm just kidding. That's the neo-Nazi
I was going to
thing.
say, that's the Nazi thing. What is it like when they spell out ACAB with the numbers? 13112 or whatever?
Oh, I don't know that.
Yeah.
I don't know.
13112. That's not.
I assume that
works.
was a band.
1312.
Okay.
A little code word for ACAB.
Damn. All right.
I told somebody that story about
the cops can't know we don't like them. Some kid with the mohawks just like, I don't want anyone to know I don't like the cops. That's the best way to protest something secretly. That's the most effective way to make change.
In a way that's undecipherable.
A way so that only other people on your side already can know what it means. That's how I like to make change. Is just whisper in people's ears and go, racism is bad. Right?
Right. Don't you agree?
Don't be too loud. I don't want any of those racists to hear.
I don't want any of the racists to
Or
hear.
the moderates.
I like black people. I used to like that a couple of Slipknot songs as a boy, but that was more of a product of my time. As we all know.
In hindsight,
I was a big System of a Down fan. That's sort of new metal.
But
it's a thinking man's new metal.
Exactly.
I've been an intellectual even when it was embarrassing.
It'd be funny to find out that what you love is Armenian music. Like that's actually what
it wasn't even
like the rhythms of Armenian music is what I was drawn to. No, man, you're a friend of yours.
I love System of a Down, and I love when Conan brings his assistant on. She's Armenian.
No. I thought you were trying to do some sort of assistant of the down.
Oh, no. She's just Armenian.
No, I know. Sonia. Conan's podcast. This friend of mine who's a comic was like, who's been on Conan a bunch, was like, yeah, now there's no Conan, like, the team still does stuff, but he doesn't have anything to, like, let random, like, comics, like, get famous anymore off of. And he was like, he should let random comics do his podcast. And I didn't even know he had a podcast. So I was like, is it like a late night show? And he's like, no, it's just him talking to like icons of comedy. And I'm like, so you think every few episodes should be the person who would have been doing 5 minutes?
That's actually not the worst idea.
It's not. And it would be a good way for him to like quote unquote give back.
Yeah.
But it's like, you got other shit to do. Conan don't need to talk to some fucking pothead from Seattle.
He quit for a reason.
Yeah. Oh, so you're from Vancouver and you live in L.A. Fascinating.
Never heard that one before.
Yeah. Oh, wait, you also spent time in New York City.
How long? 2 years? That sounds about right.
All right. And Conan's just looking at his watch. You can hear him looking at it. You can hear him pull the watch up to his face, and you can hear it in the mic. The ticking get louder. Oh, wow. Cool. So you did Just for Laughs, and then all right.
Oh, yeah, you got an agent.
Oh, wow. And then,
yeah, I talked to him. That's why you're here. He's kind of a friend of mine.
No, I just guessed all of this because it's been what everyone else ever has said
really
ever.
Never not been this exact same story.
And the people who aren't this story, I make successful.
If you told me anything relatively interesting.
Yeah.
I could go on there, fucking be like, nah, I'm just a hayseed from Tennessee, baby. Remember, tell you about the time they had a pig in the hallway?
Oh, boy.
You don't know about that shit.
I was editing that episode
boy.
yesterday, and I was laughing. Wait, you going, the one time there was a pig in the hallway. You ever hear this prank? This prank wouldn't work at your school.
Because they'd just be like, that's free meat.
It's normal. But you get
the
3 pigs.
Pigs, yeah.
And you put...
1, 2, 4.
I know. No, you put the graduating
You put 1, 3, 1, 2.
No, you put...
All cops are bastards, and they're pigs.
Commentary.
It's a prank, and it's social. It's like if Banksy did a school prank. Banksy's senior prank.
That's great.
You want to just stop it there?
Sure.
Why not? That would just